Hi everyone, this is Michelle from It's a Family Thing channel, and today I'm actually going to talk to you about, I've just started a weight loss journey. I'm actually about a month and a half behind on filling you guys in on this because, to be honest, I've tried so many different weight loss methods and techniques, and things have not worked or not worked for very long, or just didn't get the results I wanted. So this time I was like, well, let me just see if this kind of works, and then if it does, then I will start to journey with you. So we're about 6 weeks behind the curve. I am a wife, a mother. I have 4 kids. I have 1 grandchild. We have businesses and channels, and life is very busy to where I've fallen into many times of eating too much fast food or just quick fix meals, of course, and then also not being able to really dedicate to exercise the way that I would like to. And that is actually something I'm still working on. But I started off for about 2 weeks on my own of just really trying to focus on losing weight, but I still had not done things like given up my soda and that kind of stuff. So I had lost in that 2 weeks about, 7 pounds on my own. And that was trying to just increase how many steps I was doing, little tweaks, I would say, little tweaks in my daily routine, but still just not getting the results I wanted because I've had 2 C-sections, my youngest is 5, and just my body, and I'm in my 40s, so, you know, I'm 44, and it's that thing that they talk about your metabolism changing, where used to I could just do a little tweak and I would start to drop weight. And then I've never been a really thin person, but I've now have been at, especially 6 weeks ago, I was at my highest weight I've ever been, including the days that I went in and had and gave birth. So that's not okay. For me, it's not okay. So, and I'm more active than probably most of the people in my house. I eat less than most of the people in my house. Yet everybody else just doesn't seem to struggle with it the way I do. My husband, he makes me sick. I mean, I love that he is fairly fit, but he had a pretty decent bread basket going there for a little bit, and he just tweaked the minor things, like he reduced the amount of bread he eats. Not gave up bread, just reduced the amount of bread, and just a little bit of some push-ups here and there, and then within 2 weeks, he's almost back to a 6-pack. And I'm like, okay, I make all these different little changes and tweaks, and I probably gained a pound, which I didn't. I actually lost the 7, but still, that was with significant work and changes, whereas, like, you know, he just kind of made this little thing like, oh, I think I'm going to give up a little bit of bread and I'm just going to, you know, do this, and he's not even that consistent about it, and here he is back at almost 6-pack, which is great for me visually. However, I'm jealous. And it's just not fair. I'm sorry, guys. It's just not fair because we have a different metabolism setup. But so I just really got it in my head. Like, I'm just tired of this. My frame, I'm about 5'5". My frame is really not built to carry that kind of weight. It causes me a lot of back pain, hip pain. You know, I have a 5-year-old, and I don't want to look like Granny at, you know, when he's 10 years old or 15 years old, where everybody is, you know, like, oh, is that your grandma versus your mom? So, you know, it does matter. These things matter to me. These are all the things that go in my head long term. So back to what we're going to do is I just want to kind of tell you where I'm at, what I'm doing, and how I'm trying to make it work. It is not some huge life-changing program or things that you have to go in for all the time, or injections or anything like that. I've tried those B12 shots and the weight loss shot, like nothing, zero. I didn't feel any different. I didn't get even a little boost of energy. So maybe somebody else it works great. For me, it was just like a big flop and a waste of money. I've tried the different like kind of herbal supplements to try to help with curbing my appetite, even though I really don't have a huge appetite. I'm not a snacker. I don't eat a lot of sweets. I don't eat a lot of healthy food either. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I like Tex-Mex. I love my carbs. I love my dairy. I love bread like crazy. So these are all really hard things for me to focus on. And I'm also kind of a Dr. Pepper junkie. Well, I was. That's actually the difference. So 2 weeks in, lost the 7 pounds, but I was still drinking Dr. Pepper. I still had it in the house. I still was doing kind of what I had done in my past times, which was to do like just those little tweaks. But again, being 44 and the way our life is structured, those little tweaks just are not enough for me to get where I need to be in a healthy time frame. So then I decided I'm going to go to the doctor. I went to my local physician and I visited with her and I kind of just explained things. And so she actually gave me a prescription. It's a generic. I will put the name of it and everything down in the bottom in case anybody's interested in it. You definitely want to do your research. It is not for everybody. She started me out on the lowest dosage of 15 milligrams and it has helped me so much because one of my other biggest weaknesses is that I am not a big, I'm just very rarely thirsty. I do not like water. I mean, I just don't. Some people love it. I wish I was one of those people. If I could be hypnotized to love it, believe me, I would. So I started just being thirsty. She said, it's going to make you thirsty. She said it might make you jittery. It did not make me jittery at all. I had no other side effects other than being the thirsty part, and it helped control my appetite so that while I'm trying to tweak my diet, I'm not craving some of my favorite foods. So that's where it's been really, really helpful for me. Everybody is different. So, in the last month, I went to the doctor yesterday. It's my 1 month checkup. They do give you an EKG when you start it, and they gave me an EKG yesterday, and also just kind of go over everything. They did blood work the first time just to make sure that I had no thyroid issues or anything like that. I'm very healthy. I'm very fortunate. So I was a go to be able to try this medication, and also it is not covered through most of your insurances because it's considered, not necessary. So, but the price was not bad. My first month was $23, and the second month that I just filled yesterday was $27 because it was a little bit higher dosage. So, first set of dosage was 15 milligrams. You take it once a day, but it has made me where I'm thirsty. So now I'm craving water. I'm not saying I still love water, because that would be a lie. I don't. If I had my choice, I'd still drink Dr. Pepper. But I quit buying any kind of soda for the house because primarily it was just myself. And unfortunately, my son too, he loves soda. So the way I looked at it is this is a benefit for him, my child, way more than even myself. So I kind of said no more soda. I haven't bought soda in a month. Into the house. I do, if we go out to eat or something like that, I will still have it when I'm out. It's that's the only place I allow myself. And even now, yesterday we actually went out and I had a Mr. Pibb, and it was good, but it was really, really sweet to me, far sweeter than what normally I would have that reaction. So I feel even ultimately, I probably will even give it up at whenever we go out to eat, but not there yet. But we don't go out to eat that often. So, so where was I? Gave up the soda, and in the mornings I don't allow. I pretty much have gotten where I do just a boiled egg. I actually was really bad about eating breakfast. So, but I am making myself eat in the morning. So I do that, and I usually just do one boiled egg because I like I said, not a big breakfast eater anyway, but they say that's the way to start off the good day, but you also need to watch out for your carbs and all of those other things. So, you know, I always thought because I ate turkey bacon instead of regular bacon that I was doing good, but even when you go and you look at that, turkey bacon is really not good for you in the weight loss sense. So, you know, you want to address that accordingly, especially depending on your weight loss goals. I also used to eat a lot of oatmeal, which I could still have oatmeal, but I do need to monitor it with whatever other things I'm going to eat in the day because of it being a carbohydrate. So, and then I do have to remember to eat lunch because at that point I'm not hungry. But I've been drinking water. Every morning I get up, I make a big thing of water with cucumbers cut up in it because I like it better that way. I also buy a little thing of just the squeezed lemon juice and lime juice, and so I alternate, but I will just put that in my water, and it helps me. I'm even where I don't have to have anything in it, but if that's made, first of all, everybody in the house is drinking more water because it's there. I'm drinking more water. I mean, I'm noticing already, like, my skin is improving. I didn't have, like, broke out skin, but I am noticing, like, a more youthful appearance a little bit. It's not really great yet, but I'm never going to look 20 again, so that's the reality. But, and I don't want to make this video too long, but, so, went to the doctor yesterday, and I was down another 13 pounds. So I lost 13 pounds, and it was literally 30 days because she saw me 30 days to the date. So that's been my first month of what I would say on the medication that has helped me. And that was without very much exercise because we had all kinds of crazy weather come into the area. My husband got really sick. My son got really sick. It's been Thanksgiving. There's just like a lot of different things that have been going on. And I was not able to go to the gym one single time. Oh, I also was building something and accidentally stabbed my foot on the side, like an ankle area. So then I couldn't wear my tennis shoes up until about 2 days ago. So this month my goal is to kind of continue with changing the eating habits because I want to get it where it's set where I'm not going to be dependent on that medication, where that's just the way that I am naturally, because I don't want to take medicine long term. So my doctor and I, we've talked about a 3 to 4 month program and then going off of it for a while or permanently depending on what the need is. So she does not want to keep me on it long term because there are side effects, and also you want to be able to maintain this weight loss without taking medicine if possible. And everybody's weight loss goals are different. So I take it 5 pound increments. That's my goal every single time is 5 pounds. So whatever my initial one was, and then once I hit my 5 pounds, then I set my next 5 pounds, because then I'm always reaching a goal. It's a very attainable goal. So you feel like, hey, I'm doing this, you know, and then before you know it, you're 15, 20, 25 pounds down, and you're like, wow, but you were taking it 5 pound bites, you know, and it really helps me. So the other things that I do to change it where I'm not starving or that I'm not going to have that craving kick in, I do occasionally. Like there's a few days that I'm like, I really want some taco casa, or I really want some, I love Tex-Mex food, like really, really love it. So it's probably my only weakness. Everything else is, I'm fine, whatever. But so if we've planned that we were going to go out and say we were going to go have Mexican food, I plan accordingly. I kind of save my calories up a little bit during the day, but still the difference is when I've gone to eat, like whatever my normal portion would be, I have cut it in half, even in some cases like a third to it, and I'm full. So I'm still getting the pleasure of my food I'm enjoying getting to go out with my family or my husband and have a lunch and eat the food that I enjoy and like the taste of, versus just going and trying to eat celery all the time and carrots all the time, because I will fail. I mean, that's how people do fail, is because they cut every single thing out. So the thing that I cut out was the Dr. Pepper at home. Like, so now I pretty much just drink water and of course milk or whatever, or juice. But for the most part, it's been water. And that has been a really big change. And then whenever I do eat foods that are, what I'm not trying to change, but like my favorites, then I just cut down on the portion. And it's not been hard because the medication does really help with that appetite control too. So by the time that I would be changing and going off of the medication, my appetite will be already kind of shrunk down, because if you've ever really reduced your amounts that you eat significantly, your body adjusts right away. So just like your body adjusts to when you eat more, it also will adjust to eating less, so that you will be fine with that. And it's also that you have to be prepared for it. So going to continue with my kind of calorie reduction, I guess, that I've done. But now I'm going to go back and start working out, which is a feat. I mean, like, when you're out of shape, you're out of shape, and it is hard. So my doctor said I needed to try to shoot for 45 minutes a day, where whatever activity I'm doing, I'm out of breath and could not have a conversation easily. So to get my heart rate up. So that's kind of a good rule of thumb. So about 45 minutes a day. So for me, really, that's like a slow jog. I mean, I can get really out of breath that way. Have been doing a little bit of jogging, but also the thing that I enjoy to do is to go to like a dance class or like a Zumba class or something. So everybody has something that they enjoy to do. I don't enjoy going and getting on the treadmill or the stair climber the way other people do. It's just like something that's not fun for me. But when I go to like a Zumba class, like, first of all, it's an hour long. It has a lot of intensity for me. I definitely get my heart rate up, but also because there's other people in the room with me, I will focus and really work harder to stay that full hour and do as much as I can do within it without like killing myself. But when I go and let's say I just go to do the circuit training or the workout or whatever, if I get a little tired, I've been very guilty of like leaving before, been like, okay, well, I'm wore out, instead of pushing it a little bit more. So that's why like even trainers work really well for me. They work really well. But again, I just don't have that additional time to devote that way with the scheduling and stuff. Just the way that our life is, it makes it a little hard. So I am getting a little long-winded here, so I'm really sorry. I promise the updates probably will not be that long unless it's a really great thing, which hopefully it will be. So my updates will come about every 2 weeks. I think that's a good fair time, so that gives me a chance to have a fair result for you. And then in the descriptions, as much as I really do not want to do that, because it is really hard for me to kind of like admit things, weight, size of clothes, even the measurements, but I'm going to put those things in each description. So I'm going to put them in for today. I don't know what my measurements were or anything from previously, but I will put what I started out at, where I'm at today, and I will do my measurements because I need to do that, and it's going to help me be accountable as well. And then also it helps me to be accountable to you. So now that it's working, I'm so motivated, like I just can't tell you. So I really, like, even if you can just get to where you drop your first 5 pounds, you're going to be so motivated because the scale moved and you're going to feel good like that you did it. And I would love for you to follow along with me. Make sure you comment if you're going through a weight loss journey or any kind of journey like that. Please comment. Let me know how you're doing. I will follow you too and see how your things are going. And then hopefully together we can get to a really great end result. And, you know, I have some summer goals. It's November. No, it's not November. It is December. It is December 7th. So I am planning to have a very good summer. I want to go to the beach and I want to feel better about me on the beach. I know I may not ever be a perfect body again because I had babies and all that kind of stuff, but I do want to be a healthy me and a better me. So I'm not going to be that person that puts like, this was me and then this is me. I see some of those pictures, they're really misleading. So this is a real person who has struggled with weight for a long time, a real person that doesn't like to do all those things, who has tried many things and failed, and who's going to try again. And hopefully we'll have a much better result. And I would love your encouragement too. Make sure that you subscribe and that you follow my journey, and maybe I can follow your journey too. Thank you and have an amazing day. And I will see you in 2 weeks.